You probably think your bones are just inert scaffolding holding you upright, slowly crumbling with age. But that is fundamentally wrong. Your bones are alive, dynamic architects, constantly rebuilding themselves, and with every single loaded movement you make, you are literally giving them new blueprints for strength and resilience for the decades ahead. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on an extraordinary biological process, how mechanical forces transform your skeletal system, actively reshaping its density and structure against the relentless pull of time. You'll understand how your body translates the physical challenge of lifting into a direct command for new bone formation, a profound revelation for anyone serious about true longevity. Consider for a moment the remarkable journey of human bone. From the earliest days of our lives, our bones are not static pillars, but rather a bustling, microscopic city in perpetual motion. Within this intricate network, two primary cell types play a constant, delicate balancing act: osteoclasts and osteoblasts. Think of osteoclasts as the demolition crew, clearing away old, micro-damaged bone tissue. They are essential for maintenance, ensuring that our skeletal infrastructure remains fresh and responsive. Then, the osteoblasts arrive, the construction workers, laying down new bone matrix and depositing minerals like calcium and phosphate to fortify the structure. This constant cycle of resorption and formation is known as bone remodeling. For most of our adult lives, this process operates in harmony, maintaining a steady bone density. However, as we journey past our mid-30s, an insidious shift often occurs. The demolition crew, those diligent osteoclasts, begins to outpace the construction crew, the osteoblasts. More old bone is cleared away than new bone is laid down, leading to a gradual, often silent, but utterly significant decline in bone mineral density. This age-related imbalance, described with compelling detail by Frost in his seminal work in 1964, explains why so many individuals face increased fracture risk later in life. It's not just a lack of calcium, it's a fundamental change in the cellular economics of your skeleton. Our bodies are incredibly efficient, and if a structure isn't being used or challenged, the biological imperative is to downsize it, to conserve resources. It's a cruel efficiency when it comes to bones, isn't it? Now, here's where the story takes an electrifying turn, transforming you from a passive observer of your own skeletal decline into an active participant in its future. The true revelation lies in a stunning biological phenomenon called mechanotransduction. This is the body's extraordinary ability to translate mechanical stress, like the strain of lifting a weight, into biochemical signals that orchestrate cellular responses. Within the very matrix of your bone, buried deep within the hardened, mineralized tissue, live the unsung heroes of skeletal strength, the osteocytes. These are not just any bone cells, they are the master architects, the sensory network of your entire skeletal system. Imagine them as tiny, highly sophisticated antennae embedded in a vast three-dimensional web, communicating through incredibly fine cellular projections. When you lift a heavy object, even a moderate one, the force of that movement creates microscopic deformations, tiny strains within the bone matrix itself. These osteocytes, perfectly positioned, sense these minute changes in their environment. They detect the subtle bending, the compression, the tension. It's like a complex internal sonar system picking up every ripple of stress. A study by Robling and colleagues in 2006 beautifully illustrated how these cells act as crucial intermediaries, receiving mechanical input and then translating it into a cascade of signaling molecules. They don't just sense it, they signal it. They release chemical messengers that alert the osteoblasts, those construction workers we talked about, telling them precisely where and how much new bone to deposit. It's a direct, cellular conversation between your muscles and your skeletal integrity. Before understanding this, perhaps you just lifted weights to build muscle or burn calories. You probably saw your bones as a fixed entity, but now you see that every squat, every deadlift, every overhead press is a powerful, intentional conversation with those osteocytes. You are giving them marching orders to thicken, to strengthen, to reinforce the parts of your skeleton that are under the most demand. You're not just preserving bone mass, you are actively directing its reconstruction. So, with this profound understanding in hand, what can you actually do to leverage this incredible biological feedback loop and truly sculpt a more resilient skeleton for your future? There are 3 crucial pathways to empower your bones. First, and perhaps most impactful, is progressive resistance training. It's not just about lifting, it's about lifting heavy enough and with sufficient frequency to create that vital mechanical stress. Aim for compound movements that challenge multiple joints and muscle groups simultaneously, like squats, deadlifts, overhead presses, and lunges. These exercises distribute load across major skeletal regions, engaging those osteocytes across a wide network. Progressively increasing the weight, repetitions, or sets over time is key. Your bones, like your muscles, adapt to the demands placed upon them. If the demand remains constant, the adaptation plateaus. Think about training 2 to 3 times per week, ensuring adequate recovery between sessions for cellular repair and adaptation. Secondly, nutritional support provides the essential raw materials for bone reconstruction. While weight-bearing exercise is the architect, your diet provides the bricks and mortar. Focus on a diet rich in calcium, found in dairy, leafy greens like spinach and kale, and fortified plant milks. Crucially, combine this with sufficient vitamin D, which is essential for calcium absorption. Aim for sun exposure where possible, or dietary sources like fatty fish and fortified foods. And don't forget vitamin K2, found in fermented foods like natto, certain cheeses, and egg yolks, which plays a critical role in directing calcium to your bones and away from your arteries. These nutrients aren't just good for you, they are non-negotiable for skeletal longevity. Thirdly, consider incorporating impact activities into your routine. While lifting focuses on sustained tension, short bursts of impact can also powerfully stimulate bone growth. Think about activities like jumping rope, box jumps, or even simply skipping. These sudden, forceful impacts send unique signals through your bones, further engaging those osteocytes and prompting them to fortify your skeletal framework. Even just a few minutes of jumping 3 times a week can contribute significantly to bone mineral density. You are no longer a passive passenger in your aging body. You are the architect, the engineer, the sculptor of your own skeletal destiny. Every time you pick up a dumbbell, every time you push against resistance, you are engaging in a direct, powerful conversation with the very cells that dictate your bone health. You are not just moving weight, you are actively writing the future of your strength, your independence, and your vitality. This isn't about fighting aging, it's about engaging with the astounding biology of your own body, understanding its rules, and playing by them to your profound advantage. Understanding this profound cellular dialogue between load and bone has shifted everything. It's a remarkable realization, isn't it? The more we decode the real biology of aging, the more empowered we become to live longer, stronger, and with far greater agency. Join us again as we continue to uncover the hidden instruction manuals for your own incredible body, revealing more astonishing truths about what actually happens inside you as you age so